forgotten for 10 years. Then, suddenly, a daughter again? When I was born, my mom, Jessica, was just 18, barely out of high school, and totally unprepared to be a parent. My dad, some random guy she met in college, was never in the picture. For years, it was just me and her, bouncing from place to place, living like it was us against the world. At least, that's how she framed it. I didn't even know my grandparents existed until I was about 10. One day, Jessica suddenly announced we were going to meet them. Turns out she had kept me hidden from them all those years. When we showed up at their house, she made me do the big reveal, literally had me say, "Hi, I'm your granddaughter." My grandparents, Linda and Frank, were stunned. They had no clue I even existed. Jessica then pushed me to ask if we could stay with them. Even though it was awkward, they said yes, and we moved in. For the first time, I had some sense of family. But it quickly became clear Jessica wasn't there to reconnect, she just needed a place to crash. Around my grandparents, she played the role of a sweet, responsible mom. Behind closed doors though, she was the same impatient, self-centered person she'd always been. A little later, she started dating. First came Mike, who she treated like her big project. She paraded me around to impress him, but most of the time I was just an afterthought. Then came Steve, her soulmate. Within a year, she moved us into his place. He had 3 kids, and suddenly I was shoved into a chaotic household where Jessica spoiled his children like they were royalty, while I was treated like free babysitting and cheap labor. She and Steve got married in a quick backyard ceremony. She didn't even invite Linda and Frank. That stung because they were the only real family I had. Once married, things only got worse. Steve's kids got all the attention, I got all the chores. Jessica constantly guilt-tripped me, saying I should be grateful for having a family, but I felt like a ghost in my own home. Eventually, I started spending more time with my grandparents, who actually listened and cared. They made me feel seen in a way Jessica never did. One night, I broke down and told my grandma everything. She told me I was always welcome with them. Not long after, I made the choice. I told Jessica I wanted to move in with Linda and Frank full-time. She tried guilt-tripping me again, but I stood firm. I left with my grandparents and never looked back. At first, I thought Jessica would eventually reach out. She didn't pry. Weeks turned into months, and the only thing I heard about her was through gossip. She and Steve had adopted his kids officially. That hurt, but I moved on. Then karma hit Steve, lost his job, money problems piled up, and he eventually divorced her, taking his kids with him. Jessica ended up alone. She tried contacting me after that, but I was done. I had spent too many years fighting for her attention. Living with my grandparents gave me the love and stability I'd always wanted. Jessica had her chance, and she blew it. For the first time in my life, I finally felt free and at home.